Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Sorry that I've been gone for the past couple weeks, but it's been kind of crazy coming back from the scouting trip and getting back into the swing of things, getting back into work, and it is summertime. Trying to enjoy a little bit of summer, and but ultimately too is on our trip we put out our cell cameras, and we wanted to see what they were going to do and how they were going to produce. And to be quite honest with you, we're really surprised, um, and I can't wait to show the results with you. So again, sit on back, relax, and welcome to another episode of Michigan Boneheads Outdoors. So, like I said, we got back from our scouting trip. Um, it is on YouTube if you want to go ahead and check that out. We really greatly appreciate it. Had a lot of fun on that trip. Um, Dialed in some good spots. Found some new spots. Um, Found out a lot of information that was missing last year, and that's kind of one of the keys too, guys. Is that I think I touched on this before. In order to be successful in the season, you have to put in the work now. Um, and it's what you do right now is so important. You know, shooting the deer and getting the deer is awesome, but putting the whole pie together, so to say, is from start to finish. That's what gives you that sense of accomplishment when you are successful in getting a buck or getting a doe or whatever whatever you like to shoot. Um, but me, like, I like to shoot. I like to shoot big bucks. I mean, who who doesn't like to shoot big bucks, right? But yeah, that scouting trip, excuse me, that scouting trip with Dad was really fun. If you watch the video, we took Ellie out. Ellie is our his dad's Springer Spaniel. So we had a ton of fun. Very hot. I think I'm the only person in the United States that leaves the South and goes to northern Michigan and gets sunburnt. So it was just it was I don't know, guys, I don't know. But that trip, like I said, was very fun, um, very informative. We got a lot of work done, and it was man, I mean, you get that feeling sometimes where like you're right. Some spots I found out where I drove in, I was right, and these cameras are telling me that I am right. So we got a lot of couple tricks up our sleeves, and if you've seen the thumbnail on here, um, it is deer opening scrapes in May, and yes, deer open scrapes in early May. There is a secret weapon that me and my father both use. We've been using this for years. I'm probably going to show how, kind of show my age a little bit. Is we use this product when the trail cameras first came out, and the trail cameras you had to use those big giant double those D batteries or C batteries, and you actually had to drop off your film at like Rite Aid or Walgreens or whatever it is, and the anticipation of getting those pictures back was actually really fun. So, but that just kind of shows how much we've been in the game, and it's just but now with the technology that they have for us sportsmen and sportswomen, is they have the cell cameras now that you can get it right on your phone. What we use is we use Spy Point Flex M's. Even in the remote areas in northern Michigan, those cameras do work. So that's what we use. They have little setup, little plans and stuff like that. I mean, I pay only like $10 a month per camera, um, and it's all unlimited. And what's cool with those specific cameras is that it jumps from one strong cell signal to another. So it's constantly getting the best cell signal. And like I said, for northern Michigan up there, man, it can get pretty remote, and there's a lot of spots where my phone just it's just useless. You don't get it, any signal whatsoever. So that just shows how strong those cameras are. Like I said, in remote Michigan swamps. Okay, that's what we kind of focus on is the northern Michigan swamps, marshes, just the thick nastiness, the like real thick river bottoms and all this other stuff. Put yourself in a place to where if you were a buck, where would you go and think that you can survive? And in especially in northern Michigan and basically anywhere in the country, it is going to be the thickest, most remote spots that you can think of. You know, it's just going to be just gnarly, nasty, wet, damp, um, like just complete thickets, man. So those are the spots that we kind of focus on, and these cameras, like, work in those spots. Here I am in Houston, Texas, and I have my cameras out in, like I said, in northern Michigan, and I am getting pictures sent to me daily. So that's just a testimony on those on the Spy Point Flex M's. um, I think you get like two of them for like $130. I mean, it's a steal. So that's what we use. We fly with them. So here's the topic: is that deer opening up scrapes in May? I know I'm going to get a lot of pushback for that, but right now, deer are not opening up scrapes for sexual reasons. They're just Deer use scrapes not just for that one particular reason, but also to communicate with one another. And it's also a good tool, which I'm pretty sure a lot of people have heard this definition of mock scrapes. And it is a good tool to figure out, or to kind of to see what type of bucks are in the area. You know, like I said, it's more of a social thing. It's more of like, okay, who's around, what's around, type of thing, and you can use these mock scrapes to your advantage when it comes to October 1st. Is because like a deer, actually a big mature buck sheds its velvet around September 5th. So if you're getting pictures of hard horn deer, that's a mature buck. And I'm not talking about 1 or 2.5 year olds. I'm talking three and a halfs and above. They shed their velvet, so like I said, around September 5th. So if you're getting pictures of a buck on camera during September 5th, and he's repetitively coming into that scrape and taking over that scrape, getting closer to season, what he's also doing now is he's showing his dominance now. Like, he's kind of taken over that spot. He's checking that scrape to make sure that there's no other competitive buck that's coming into his domain, so to say, or his area. So it's kind of like, it's really a curiosity kills the cat type of game. So if you have a buck that like what we're doing right now, I have a couple of spots that I am watching that, here it is, June 3rd. Yeah, today's June 3rd. But now, I put these cameras out in the beginning of May. I mean, like May 12th. And I'm already starting to get bucks in. I'm getting small bucks in. I'm getting year and a halves, 2.5s. But right now, these kind of, here they are. These 3.5s are starting to kind of come on up as well. You kind of start to see the buds on the horns, and kind of sprouting, so to say. And you can kind of see, even though that they're not rutted up or whatever, they're just big. Their body size is way different compared to everybody else. And I'm kind of starting to see the same pattern with that. Because when you do these mock scrapes, they're usually the first ones are going to be, just curious about it, are does and fawns and maybe year and a half old bucks. But over time, once we're like what we're getting on camera, once deer keep on repetitively hitting it, here comes the bigger ones. Okay. And that's what's really, really fun and cool to watch, is because you can actually be able to target a specific deer or a specific buck that you want to harvest. And to me, it's so cool to actually watch them grow and to see, their demeanor change a little bit, and how they, just the behavior, you know it's just so cool. And then you can kind of see where they're coming in and out from, or how they're going to be circling downwind from it and checking getting thermals off it if it's on a hilltop or whatever. These cameras kind of show you. But right now, what is really cool is, like, I just want to see what's around the area right now. And I do have quite a few, not just bucks, but some big bucks that are coming in already. Yeah, they're not out here, so to say, right now, but you can kind of get an idea of what they're going to, develop in, kind of right now. I got one that's got baseball bases right now. So he's definitely on the radar. He did come into to my scrape. He's been coming into my scrape. He's been coming in almost, and it's cool that you can also pattern these deer too. He comes in every second or third day. He checks it in the morning. He comes up the hill, checks it in the morning, and then at night I can see that he comes in, and then he checks it at night, and he drops down the hill. So it's actually really, really cool to see how this stuff works. And what I mean by stuff is that, like I said, me and Dad have a secret weapon that we've been using for years. Um, it's our, it ain't our secret recipe, but it's our secret recipe for success. And right now, um, I don't know if we wanted to show if we wanted to tell you that or not. Maybe I'll get with Dad first, and if Dad okays it, then I'll let you guys know. But we are possibly going to be doing another trip in June. I mean, not June, in July, um, because the sole reason is the stuff that we use. We have been getting pictures so much that it's actually draining the batteries within the month. And like I said, I have unlimited pictures, guys. Okay. And it ain't no photo dumps. It ain't nothing. It is constant, constant pictures of bucks, of elk, of does. I mean, I got pictures. Excuse me. I got pictures that you can actually see the buck get on his hind legs and start pawing at, and start, and oh my god, and start thrashing on the branches that I have, which is just really, really cool to see. Um, there again, just a testimony that this stuff does work. Like I said, we've been using this for years. We have countless big buck pictures. Um, I've actually seen a couple of them come on in, but this was before I had my scent control regiment, and they knew something was up. It wasn't because of the product, but it was me. They knew I was in the area and they wouldn't come in. But now throughout the years, you kind of learn, and it's a game changer. So like I said, when I get with Dad and see if we want to share our secrets with you. So I'm pretty sure he'll say yes, but you're just gonna have to wait for a minute. So, but I'm gonna show you guys some pictures right now. It's just gonna be like a little timeline picture of different pictures, and like I said, I want to show you how this stuff works for us, and you be the judge if it really does work. So, ladies and gentlemen, what do you think? Yeah, I'm in the same boat with you. It works. So, like I said, I'll get with Pops there, and we'll see if we want to share it with you guys right now on what we use. Um, I'll tell you guys right now, it's just a game changer. Um, I have four cell cameras running right now. Solar, yeah, cell cameras, and then I have two solar cameras. A lot of people are like, "What solar cameras?" I found these solar cameras, guys, on Amazon. Um, I think they're called like iZeeks, IZEEKS. Um, they're like $48. Um, they're like the size of an iPhone, maybe just a tad bit bigger. But they have a a solar panel attached to the top of them. And what you do is you just buy some Amazon rechargeable batteries and buy a 32 gigabyte SD card, and you're good to go. I used them last year, and I got like almost 4,000 pictures. And last year I put our cameras up, and I believe in almost mid August. So you do the math. I mean, almost 4,000 pictures before we got back up there during hunting season, and we were up there October 27th. No, last year. No, last year we were up there um, just a little bit after Halloween, and yeah, that's why just a little bit after Halloween. That way we could rifle hunt a little bit. But those cameras, when I pulled them, like I said, had over 4,000 pictures in that short amount of time frame. And also the batteries, because of the solar panel attached to the actual camera, the battery still had like 96% left. And like I said, you can get them on Amazon for like $48. The only downfall with those is you just don't get everyday pictures like how you do with the spy points, or I mean, if you use Moultrie or whatever it may be that you use, you don't get the pictures sent to your phone because it's not a cell camera. It's a little ordinary solar camera. But the picture quality on it, seriously, for $48 is great. Battery life is amazing. You like I said, you get the solar panel attached to it. It's like I said, it's just a little bit bigger than an iPhone. Um, what I use is kind of like a run and gun type thing. If I feel like there's something in the area, and I keep one in my backpack, and I just strap it up into the tree, let it soak for probably about a day or two, and then go back in and check the card and see if anything has moved in there or whatever it may be. I had a couple of big bucks that I wasn't able to actually get on using that method, but I knew that they were in the area. But man, those little Amazon, like I said, those little Amazon solar cameras are really really cool. Like I said, the name is, I think, iZeek, IZEEK. If I can find one, I will show a picture of it right now. But yeah, those cameras are a really, really cool tool to have in the pack, and they're relatively cheap. So, but yeah, guys, it is true that deer open scrapes in May. Like I said, it's more of a social thing. It's not more of a dominant thing. But as the seasons progress, the bigger bucks will start taking over that. And then what's going to happen is that it's going to start going into a primary scrape. Primary scrape, you just basically hunt over, put a tree stand, put a ground blind, whatever, ghillie suit, however you hunt. Make sure that you're over that scrape that started now, and then by the time October 1st comes, you know, you're you're probably going to be tagged out within the next, the first 1 to 5 days. You know, because like I said, you watched a particular buck grow, you watched that particular buck take over that spot, you watched that particular buck take over that scrape, you hunt over the scrape, and what's next? You get them. So like I said, it is really, really cool. What I'm trying to show you guys is how how the work and the progression goes all the way till season starts, and then you harvest the deer. I want to show you the whole spectrum, okay, from start to finish. That's what I'm trying to do here. Like I said, I know that I was gone for a couple weeks. Like I said, I had to get in the get back into work, and like I said, it is summertime. Trying to enjoy summer, but me and Dad are trying to plan a trip in July, and to just get the last little minor details done, and I don't want to miss out on potentially, like I said, all these cameras they're going dead because we're just getting repetitive pictures, and you know August, September ish is where that's kind of the crucial times for us, and I just don't want our cameras going dead before that time. So I know a lot of people were like, "Well, put them out earlier." Well, earlier is a lot easier said than done. You know, if you ever been in Michigan or for anywhere, in the Northeast, it gets hot, man. With all the ticks, um, it's just it can get pretty overwhelming. And plus, I feel like if you do a lot of the work, like I said, months closer to the season, that's just the more chances of these deer knowing that you're around. The reason why we do a lot of this stuff in April and May is because you can actually go into any area and don't have to worry about disturbing it. So those deer will get right back into a pattern. Yeah, they'll know that you're there for a little bit, but it just kind of goes away after that. If you push it in August, September, what's right around the corner? October. Your scent can literally stay within an area for probably about 2 or 3 weeks after you've even been in there. So that's why we kind of back off a little bit. We kind of do a lot of things early season. That's why we put tree stands up early season, trail cameras up early season. If we need to put ground blinds in, or like I said, just scouting as a whole, and just that's what we do is just early season. Early season scouting is key to get the bigger bucks on the wall October 1st or November, or basically any hunting season, so I mean any hunting time, during the season. So, but that's it, guys. Hopefully, like I said, you just tune in and you watch until we drop the big old secret, and it just you guys are going to be kind of, I feel like you guys are going to be kind of surprised on what this secret is. So, but thanks again for watching, guys. Again, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. Really help your boy out, and thank you for all the support that we have thus far for Michigan Boneheads Outdoors. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok. We're on all platforms. So, but until next time, guys, take care.